Hey guys, I'm Jordan Fromer. I believe in hunting hard, hunting smart, and having a fun time while doing it. And shooting limits, well, that's just the icing on the cake. I revel in the journey just as much as the successes it brings. From ducks to dogs to decoys and guns, we'll be talking tactics, strategies, and what it takes to get the job done. Load up and take aim. This is the Duck Gun Podcast. What's going on, folks? Thanks for joining us on another episode of the Duck Gun Podcast. I'm Jordan Fromer from Duck Gun Chronicles on YouTube. Got my co-host, Elliott, Freelance, on YouTube as well. And we got our guest for tonight, Iowa Plainsman. How you doing, man?
Good. How you guys doing?
Doing good. Great. Thank you for joining us. We've been wanting to have you on for quite a while, so this ought to be fun talking teal hunting, dove hunting. Everyone's, I think, foaming at the mouth at this point, right?
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Ready to go.
So what are your plans? What's your hunt calendar look like for the next, from now until the next couple weeks?
So Saturday is our teal opener here in Iowa. We're going to go get an early start, it's the opener, so we're going to try and beat the crowds. Saturday morning, we're going to hunt Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Labor Day weekend, so we're going to get an extra hunt day. We're going to hunt all 3 days this weekend, and then next weekend there's 2 days, and then our teal season is actually 3 weeks. I don't know if it's that way nationwide. Is that the same for you guys too?
We've got 3 weeks, yeah.
We got 3 weekends.
3 weekends.
Yeah. Yep, same here.
How's your scouting looking?
Scouting's been kind of tough this year. We've had sort of a weird weather situation in Iowa. We had quite a bit of flooding. It was actually the weekend I went down for the survival challenge. We got like 10 inches of rain in a few hours around this area. So it brought all that water down river and flooded out a lot of the riparian areas that we'd hunt before, fell off a lot of the vegetation, but then some of the other parts of the state are in a drought still. So some of the spots are dried up and some are flooded out. Scouting's been rough, but we got a few spots with some birds.
Sweet.
Yeah. You guys seeing the same kind of thing? How's the weather looking for you guys over there?
Jordan, how about you?
Weather's fine here. I don't think we got as hit as hard in the drought as you guys did, or Kansas as well. So weather's fine here. It could cool down. We had a little bit of a cool front about last week, and maybe about yesterday as well. It was pretty cool. We've been getting in the lower 50s in the morning, so I'm sure that's gonna get some of the birds moving in the area. And unfortunately though, looking at the weather forecast this week is going to be like 80s and upper 80s, and I was hoping it'd cool down a little bit before that. So but honestly, I haven't been out scouting a ton. We don't start this weekend. We start the weekend after. And I do plan, this next week to get out a couple times. But on our opener, I'm actually traveling about 4 hours south to get on some teal. So I can't really scout ahead of time for that as well.
Yeah, it makes it kind of tough.
That's the weekend of the 8th that you're going down south?
Yep.
Jordan?
Yeah, I'm going down there the 8th. And then the next weekend, I'm actually going, I'm meeting up with Quack Addicts. I don't know if you guys know him or not, but he's from Kentucky. And in Kentucky, they have a teal wood duck season, and I'm super excited about that because getting to shoot some early wood ducks is going to be pretty cool.
And those guys seem to shoot quite a few ducks. I've been watching a few of their videos lately. Quack Addicts. They seem like they do pretty well, don't they?
I'm not too sure. Usually they hunt in small groups, like just him and one of his buddies. But it seems like they do well. I guess I'm not positive if that's just they only put up the good hunts or if they just do well all the time. I guess I'll find out more when I go hunt with them. I'll ask some of those questions.
Yeah. So you're hunting one weekend in Indiana and then the next weekend in Kentucky.
Yep.
And do you have a third weekend, or you guys just have 2?
No, we have a third weekend.
So you'll hunt back around your locally, or what will you do the third weekend?
Yeah, I'll probably hunt locally. It just depends how it goes. I was talking to one of the viewers as well because he hunts in southern Indiana, and he was telling me how good their dove is as well. So we'll see. Hopefully for us, it's going to be teal in the morning, dove in the afternoon. And if we see any, we got early goose going at the same time. So if we see any geese, I'll be after them as well. So I got some early goose spots I'm going to hunt during weekdays. Honestly, my schedule's pretty loaded. So hopefully it all goes as planned. It never does. And I'm going to end up getting skunked every day, but.
So if you hunt those early geese, are you going to put out your full White Rock spread for those?
Yeah, for sure. Get some wind
Man,
socks
I'm
and
so excited.
silhouettes.
I hope you do that because I really want to see those. I can't wait to use them, and I can't wait to see them in action. I'm sitting here thinking all the different ways that I can use these White Rock decoys. And if you guys are just listening for the first time, I'm switching over to all White Rock decoys and got a ton of socks and silhouettes and of geese and ducks. So I'm just really excited to put out bigger decoy spreads. I was actually talking to a local manager around here on the phone tonight, and I got some bad updates from him, but there's going to be some flooded corn around, and I'm going to try to use those huge White Rock spreads in those. So, I'm so excited. I really hope that you get on some of those early geese because we don't have that here. We have our early goose is basically 2 days, like the opening weekend of regular duck season, you can shoot geese that weekend, and that's essentially our early goose. So I wish we just don't have geese around.
We get early goose as well. Our limits are higher. We get 5 per person.
Yeah, man, Kansas has gone so liberal on their limits. I mean, when they moved up to 6 geese, that's just so many. I mean, it was 2 not too long ago. They moved up to 3.
And that's your regular season as well?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Do they have a goose season in Iowa? Early goose season at all?
Yeah, they do it's not like a statewide thing, but they do a metro goose. It's like a conservation. Kind of the more urban areas.
That'd be cool.
And it is more liberal limits too. Our goose limit regularly is 2 until the 1st of November, and then it's 3. But for the metro elevation season, that's 5. There's actually an area that we might go and try and do teal and metro goose next weekend. See how that pans out.
That'd be good.
Yeah, that would be. As far as our teal hunting goes, and we are not sure what to do. I mean, we have not had this lack of water since 2012 when all of the Midwest was in an official drought. And the main 2 complexes that we hunt, one of them, they're not going to be able to pump at all because they only have junior water rights. Apparently, when it goes to pumping, you have senior water rights and junior water rights. And when they started these rights, whoever applied for them then got the senior water rights, meaning they can basically pump no matter what the situation. And then any new pumps that go in, those are always junior water rights, which means everyone with senior water rights gets what they need. And then if there's any left, then the junior water rights get that. And so one of the complexes we hunt, they're not going to be able to pump at all this year. And then the guy I just talked to today, they've got just a couple pool of senior water rights, and the rest are junior. So for teal season, basically, we've got almost nothing to even scout in this part of the state. So we're either going to have to drive 3 hours, or we're thinking about maybe hunting the Kansas River. I mean, we saw teal there in the spring, so we're going to scout the Kansas River and see, because there's just not any hardly water around. So I think that there'll probably be some teal on the river, but we are really, really hurting as far as teal hunting goes around the state, around all of the state right now. Even our spots 3 hours west are desperately hurting for water. So if we don't get a lot of rain, not just teal season, but Maine duck season is going to be a totally different situation because we're going to be scrounging for places to hunt. So it ought to be, which consolidates the hunters when you have that. So it ought to be interesting. It's going to be an interesting year for sure.
Well, you might be surprised though with the rivers. I think that might be a good opportunity to get out. You got nothing to lose, so
yeah.
You might find you like the rivers better than some of the marsh sections you hunt regularly.
Well, if we can go into the river on a teal hunt and get 3 passes, we'll be happy. It's such a fun environment. If we can get good 3 solid passes and just hang out, we'll be perfectly happy with that.
Yeah. I've had some hunts on the rivers as well, like for teal. You know, I don't think we necessarily get them in my area as well as some other areas, but in the section of river I hunted, we got some teal at least. So, like you've said, there's always a lot of birds in the river anywhere you go. So, kind of a fail safe, system that they can't fail you on that at least.
So Zach, how many different teal spots would you think you have? Like if you were to stop and count them, like when you decide where you're going, about how many options would you say you have?
Well, this year there's a lot less. We probably have 4 right now. We can go and they have water, cover, food, and birds. Usually it's a tough decision to actually pick where we want to go. That's we're kind of fortunate with is we're spoiled for choice when it comes to teal hunting locations. But this year, probably about 4 or so. And I don't think we've hunted. Well, we've only hunted one of them before. The other ones will be all new because a lot of our spots are either dried up or ruined from flooding. Are you? Oh, go ahead.
Will you put out a video regardless of what happens this weekend then?
Oh yeah, yep. And I always try and put out a video on any of the hunts, win or lose. No matter what happens this weekend, I'm going to have probably 1 video per hunt. So there should be 3 videos unless something crazy happens.
Now, what will your upload schedule be on those? How will you upload those time wise?
I don't have a really strict schedule. I haven't gotten to the point yet where I can come up with something by 5 o'clock every Wednesday or anything like that. But the first hunt, hopefully the first 2 hunts should be up the following week.
But you don't have particular days. You just, when you get them edited, you put them out the next day, basically.
Yeah. I mean, as soon as if it's like 11 o'clock at night or midnight or whatever, I won't be able to have a chance to see them, so I don't put them on mine then. But yeah, basically as soon as they're edited, they'll go up. So I should come up with a little bit stricter schedule, I suppose, for people to follow my channel, make sure they're getting the content regularly. But thus far, I have not been able to do that.
I don't worry about that on hunt videos because I just kind of like to put them out the day after I edit them. Like as far as like maybe if you're doing like kind of educational videos like how-tos or talking about like ammo or whatever you want. Sometimes I have like specific like this day of the week and I'll do it scheduled. But as far as the hunts, usually I just want to get them out as soon as they're edited, which is like the next day, and opposed to waiting till like a Wednesday. I don't think there's a big deal in waiting, in my opinion, or doing it immediately opposed to waiting.
Yeah. How long do you guys usually spend editing on your hunt videos? You got usually takes
too long.
Yeah.
That's probably like, it's embarrassing to say, but I'm not going to shortchange it either. I'd say 8 to 10 hours.
Yeah, that's probably all right.
Yeah, I think so. It depends on what the hunt is. I mean, there's some rare ones that I can get out in 4 hours, and that's up, from start to the very finish. But I'd say 8-ish is probably pretty realistic too.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah, 8 to 12 probably for me. If it's a slow hunt, it's just a lot faster editing. It's just sequence-wise, it goes from A to B really quickly. So just kind of get it done and put it out. But
yeah, I've got a lot faster than I used to be, but.
Well, and I'm adding more and more cameras all the time. So I'm up to 3 cameras now. And if my dad uses his 4, so every time you add an extra camera, it complicates the time frame, I think.
I'm cutting it off at 3. I'm done. No more cameras.
Yeah.
I guess I've done a few times with 4. It's just like you said, it complicates it. Like you're looking for footage and then you're like, maybe I'll get like the B shot over here, and you get like another angle of the same thing just to like change it up. I'm like, but how much production value am I actually adding opposed to like how much time did I just add for the edit? And like at some point you're coming across like diminishing returns. You're like, oh, I got this different angle, but like it's not changing the experience for anybody.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. I want 4, and I have specific roles for each 4, which will, I think, make things easier. So I want a GoPro right down in the decoys, and I want a GoPro pointing at all of us because I've not done a good job of showing us shooting. and then I want a camera on my neck for conversation, and then I want a camera for whoever's filming for kill shots. So each one's going to have its specific purpose, and I think that that will serve its purpose. Someone just said I look depressed. I need to smile more. Jeffrey Face, Elliott looks depressed. Elliott's tired. I mean, teaching little kids all the day, they will wear you out. Let me tell you, you got 20 kids running around screaming. So I'll try to look happy here.
Going back to the cameras, like I guess, I kind of agree. Like in a perfect world, you would have 4. I would do mine a little different than you, because you have one in the decoys, right? So in a perfect world, I'd have 2 GoPros in the back, kind of crossed like at 45-degree angles, getting the whole view, and then I don't have to have like one on like super wide. That way you get everything that happens in front of you, and it's behind you, so you're getting yourself shooting as well. And then that's kind of currently what I do. And then my third camera is the camera for like vlogging and talking and telling the story, what's going on. And then the fourth, in a perfect world, I'd have a cameraman that shoots the kill shots for me. So that'd be perfect. What do you do as far as your cameras?
Well, I've got had a couple of action cams, and then I got a handy cam this year too, Canon Vixia HFR 800. So that'll be kind of my blind cam, be able to film some more conversation and stuff like that I didn't get on the action cams. So I've got 3 right now. And a buddy of mine's talking about using his GoPro too, but like we talked about earlier, I don't know if I want to go through all that extra video to get an extra angle or 2, but I'll try it out. We'll see. Yeah. Jordan, do you have a camera guy that films your kill shots, or how do you want
No. Pretty much the only kill shots I get, I just have it, like I was saying, I have the GoPros, and they're not like super, I try not to have it super wide. It's still not perfect, like Elliott's saying. Like Elliott, if he has a cameraman getting his kill shots, is going to be way better footage as far as that. But for me, I just kind of, try to do it, because a lot of mine are solo. So having the GoPros crossing behind me, getting that kind of view for the kill shots.
I'll say with the GoPros, with it being right in the decoys, I missed very few, and I don't do it on super wide. I put it on the middle setting, medium, and if it's placed properly and there's a wind, there was very few shots that I did not get doing it that way. I mean, very few. Mm-hmm. If it's set right, and now it might be different, because like I know you hunt rivers a lot, and I'm wondering if it's a little different on rivers, because rivers you kind of get trafficking flybys more often. But I know the places we're setting where I just make sure that the decoy spread is completely encapsulated with the camera, and I missed very few of those. So I don't know that you would need 2 for that.
Yeah, probably not. I know last year that was part of the issue I ran into. Was I had my cameras they were on a wider angle. Wasn't sure how much angle I would need to capture the kill shots and stuff. So a lot of my ducks consequently wound up kind of looking like little bugs. They're hard to tell they were actually ducks. So I'm going to try and fix that this year, get the camera angle a little bit closer and narrow it better.
Are you using, which GoPro are you using? Like,
I got it off Amazon. It's like the knockoff is the 8-man.
Okay. Yeah. See, I've used similar stuff, like the knockoff stuff. And one thing I'll say, like, if you actually get a GoPro, which it is a little like investment, but in low light especially, I had the same problem with the kind of off-brand. Like, they just do so bad in the low light that it looks like almost like a little black streak. It's not like and so that's a big difference when I finally upgraded, because I went through like 3 of those like off-brand Amazon GoPro knockoffs, and then the GoPro is such a big difference.
That's a good point too. Last year there was a lot of kill shots that I didn't get. Those the first light movement. It was still too dark for my action cams I got off Amazon. So there was a lot of kill shots that didn't wind up making it into the videos due to that low lighting situation with those cameras.
Yeah.
How much did you pay for those knockoffs, if you don't mind me asking?
No, I don't mind. One of them was like a little bit lower end model, and it was like $40, and then the other one was a little bit higher end model, and it was 80, I think.
Yeah.
So I mean, you can get a refurbished. You can get like a GoPro 4 at this point for like 190, which I think is completely reasonable. I got a refurbished from Walmart for about that last year. That's why I jumped at it. It's like,
and you can get a
bad.
4, or you can get a 5 for $2. If you get a 5 in like the economic package or whatever it's called, like the one where you just get a cardboard box instead of the display case, for $257. So you fit, and it's waterproof. So you get the great audio and it's waterproof. And that, I think, yeah. So you go a little bit more than that. I mean, obviously, and then a little bit beyond that, you get a 6. So it's like it never ends. But
the prices. I mean, I remember when it seemed like they're like $350.
mm-hmm.
You know.
Yeah.
So.
And that was one thing I didn't know when I started doing this. I didn't know how much I wanted to invest in cameras and you know where I go with my channel. I think in the future I'll probably get a little bit better action cams just for such reasons as getting better audio. I didn't know that you said the 5 is waterproof and has good audio.
Yeah, I mean, if it's anytime you have it not in a waterproof case, it's gonna have way better audio.
Yeah.
Because those waterproof cases, they only work like if they're on your head right here. Then anywhere else, like a guy talking to you 5 feet away, it sounds all muffled, but right here it can tell. So that's the big advantage, I think, going with the waterproof 5, like, because obviously a 4 you just have a waterproof case for $12 or whatever, or it probably comes with one actually. So
yeah, I was just packing up all my cameras tonight actually. So tomorrow we're heading out west to where we normally teal hunt, and I'm so excited. Golden Boy's dad has a farmhouse out there that he doesn't live in, but it's still furbished and everything. So we're going to stay out there, and then Saturday morning we're going to scout our butts off and rail hunt in the morning and then dove hunt at night. So man, I'm taking One Shot Wheezy with me. Have either of you guys ever tasted rail or hunted rail at all?
Mm-mm.
No.
Have you ever seen them?
Yeah, I think I've seen them out in marsh and stuff like that.
I mean, they fly. I can't believe they migrate. I mean, I don't know if you remember if you guys saw the video, the tornado video where we shot a bunch of teal and Golden Boy caught that rail by bare hand in the dark.
Yep.
Yeah, when you were in the tent, long way.
Yeah. Do you remember when he released that rail, how it flew? Like when you flush rail, they seem like the weakest, pathetic flyers in the world. They'll go like 20 yards and not even fast. I mean, they look just completely feeble. And I don't know how they migrate, but I ate my first one last year, and the rail legs are, if you like squirrel, they reminded me of squirrel rail legs. They were the most delicious, because I'd always wondered why in the world you get to hunt rail. Because I mean, they're just this little weird looking bird. There's not much meat there. And then I ate some of the rail legs, and I was like, this is why they let you eat rail. It is so delicious. So hopefully if we shoot a bunch, I got to do a quick video on cooking rail, because it is good stuff.
You don't get a lot of meat from them though, do you?
No. That's for one person to have a full meal. You'd probably need, oh my gosh, there's not much meat on them at all. There's not much meat on them. I don't know how many you need a bunch.
Have you guys ever done teal legs or duck legs? I guess duck legs of any kind.
Yeah, some. Mm-hmm.
No, but I do want to try that. Like, I've been watching videos just over the past, like, trying to figure out how to like completely like butcher a duck, even like completely feather it. I mean, I don't know, like or pluck it, but I don't know if it'd be worth it, but I definitely want to try it at some point.
I just started doing that last year. I never tried it, but I found a pretty quick, easy way to clean them. I'll do a video on it. I don't know, after teal season, but they're really good. I was impressed. It's not like how you get white meat and dark meat with chicken. It tastes like the breast meat.
I mean, well, I like dark meat anyway.
Yeah. There's not a whole lot of, but they're good.
My dad will take the legs off mallards a lot. I feel bad I don't, because it's good meat. I honestly, it's a little more laziness than anything else. I know my dad takes out lizards, gizzards, legs. He goes all out. Just loves it. Yeah. Because it always gets on my nerves when we're cleaning birds, right? This is a running fight that Fumbles and I have. Or not fight, but argument. I'll clean all the birds, and he's just ripping out gizzards. And I'm like, I'm just cleaning this myself because I wouldn't even touch the gizzards, right? So it's like we have this assembly line of me doing everything and him taking out gizzards. And so it's always like, all right, we're cleaning them together, but you cannot take out the gizzards until we're done cleaning them because that's your thing. This has been going on for years between he and I about him taking gizzards out.
What do gizzards even taste like?
They look kind of like heart to me. He takes the heart out too. I think they probably taste like heart because that's kind of what they look like.
Does he like the heart? I was going to actually try that this year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he does. He takes all that stuff out. I just don't like the thought of eating a heart myself. But.
Yeah, it's a little weird to get your head around, for sure.
High in protein.
Yeah, but he eats all that stuff. I don't think he pulls out the liver of ducks. It's the heart and the gizzards that he pulls out. And the gizzards are really weird because it's on a mallard. It's about that thick around, and then you kind of have to clean it out. So I think correct me if I'm wrong, I think he's here. I believe the gizzard is where the food goes into it, and then it gets ground up inside the gizzard. So on the gizzard, it's got this hole in the middle of it, and you need to make sure and clean it all out from what's been being ground up. And then you have this circular, it's really big. It's interesting to see. It doesn't look bad. I'm sure it tastes just fine. It's a good piece of meat. I just
seems like something my dad would be into as well.
Yeah, I'll have to film him getting his gizzards out.
Yeah, you should make a video about that, gizzards and hearts and.
Yeah, I should.
Yeah, I think sure. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys both do videos. You do videos on chicken or duck legs, and and you do gizzard and heart, and I'll have extra meat.
Yeah.
Come middle of the season.
Do you guys think that? Go ahead.
Do you guys hunt pigeon at all?
Never hunted pigeon.
How about you, Elliott?
I've actually heard they're really tasty. If you get them outside the city, I've heard they're really good.
Huh.
My thing with pigeons is that if for me to hunt pigeons, you're gonna have to lay down a really good case as to why they're a pest and need to be eradicated, because I'm not gonna eat them, and I don't want to just shoot them for the heck of it if I'm not gonna clean it, if I'm not gonna eat them. So if you can make a case for me as to why they're such a pest that they need to be eradicated, which I think you definitely can in some situations.
It'd be
Pigeons
easy.
Yeah, I mean, they really become filthy and nasty and contaminate water sources and poop and crap everywhere. And if you could convince me of that in an area, I would do it. But outside of that, I just can't bring myself to kill something I'm not going to eat, and I really don't want to eat one. But they are a dove. They're literally a dove. Their name's actually rock dove. So if you're going to eat a dove, there's probably no reason why you shouldn't eat a pigeon other than just the stigma.
Well, I mean, I'd say there's a little bit of a reason, and it's just because doves don't live in like the same like overpopulated state that like pigeons do. Like you find at least in my area, you find pigeons anywhere where there's a big source of cow manure, and that's what they eat. So it's like the thought of eating a bird that's like literally like living in cow manure. And not only that, but they live inside like silos, like old broken silos or old broken barns in like the hundreds. Yeah. And you'll find farms like that. And that's the ones you don't want to eat. Like if you could find just a few, like doves, like you said, like people do say that they actually taste good. But the only thing I'd be worried about is disease. And that's the reason why you eradicate them as a pest in farms where there's hundreds of them.
Yeah, good point. I had not thought of that.
But anyways, the reason I'm asking this is because I know of a farm that it's actually on the road I live on, and every morning I drive by, and there's just like pigeons like circling their barns and silos, and so I stopped by. You know how it is. Like I always like feel weird about asking for permission, because you're like they're just gonna tell me no. They're just gonna tell me no. And today I'm like, you know what? Dove season is this Saturday. So like I'm gonna ask like about doves and pigeon. So I drive by and I'm like, never mind, just keep going. Then I drive by that back there again, go by it, and I can see like the pigeons circling and like kids in the front yard. I'm like, they're gonna think like there's some stranger coming up like bugging their kids or whatever. So then I go by again, and then I'm like, screw it, turn back around and go back to their house, and then I got permission. So always ask for permission. Don't chicken out. Worst they can say is no. Well, I got permission, so I'll probably, my plan is, because we got family here In-laws are at the house, and then my sister and her boyfriend came back from South Carolina to visit this. So I got family here all weekend. So I'll probably go out first thing in the morning for like an hour or two and, get some work for Chief.
My understanding is it's really fun and that they decoy. I don't know if you have them coming in, it's pretty fun. Is my understanding.
Did you say you'd done that before or not, Jordan?
This will be my first time. I've done it for like regular dove, but not for rock doves, as Elliott likes to call them.
You think you'll do a video on that?
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. Most likely.
That'd be interesting to watch too. I don't think I've ever seen a pigeon hunting video. You see dove, but
yeah. Hopefully, I get some dove too. But I feel for sure that I'm gonna get some pigeons. The number of pigeons they have in there. I was talking to the farmer's wife, and she's like, "Yeah, you can just go in the silo." I'm like, "I'm not gonna like walk in the bottom of the silo with a shotgun." She's like, apparently there's just hundreds of them in there, and I believe it because the time I was just talking with her, they're just flying all over the place, and the farmers hate them because they crap on everything. Like you'll see it piles up like inches of crap. It's disgusting.
Yeah, I would have no problem taking out a few in those types of situations.
Yeah, I just need people in my area. They'll go out to a farm like that and they'll kill 80 in a morning, no problem, because there's so many of them.
Yeah.
So I probably won't shoot that much because I don't want to waste that much ammo. But
yeah, I hope you make a video of that. That's what's really gonna be fun. It's like starting now. It's like hunting videos are gonna be coming out. Teal hunting videos, dove hunting videos, new people that are making videos that we don't even know. It's just it's gonna explode.
I know. Can't wait.
Yeah.
I like watching them almost as much as I like making them. So.
Yeah.
I like that, especially kind of in this community too, where you've got a lot of these. I got a lot of these different channels that I follow, and I'll be looking forward to seeing all their videos after they start doing their teal hunts and everything like that. To make an afternoon out of it.
Yeah.
So Zach, are you using teal decoys or mallard decoys for teal hunting?
Teal decoys. I got early season hen pack last year of green wings, and then that's like a half dozen. Then I did another half dozen with the standard Drake hen mixture. And then we'll probably do some blue wing decoys in there too.
So I got all these white rock floaters, and I really want to try to use them, and I'm excited to use them. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try this whole just hen mallard decoys thing.
Yeah.
And I told everyone about it. Everyone's good. And I was over at my dad's house, and we're starting to do decoys and everything. And I start looking at the teal decoys, and I just don't think I can do it. I just think I have to use teal decoys. I just can't believe that having teal decoys is not going to be better than using mallard.
You never know if you don't try it.
Believe it.
Right.
I just don't buy it. They look so different. I don't know. I knew I could tell that it was going to drive me nuts to not use teal decoys. And that's really why I decided, okay, we're only going to be on 3 or 4 teal hunts. I'm going to use teal decoys. And because I knew it was going to drive me nuts, whether it changed the hunting or not at all. I don't know.
So you are settling with the teal decoys then?
Yeah. We'll see what's in the area. Sometimes we do 3 or 4 mallard decoys just on the outskirts during teal season. So I might do that. But yeah, we're going with teal decoys.
What kind of spread, I guess, for teal and beyond, what kind of spread are you guys running numbers-wise this year? I know you got the White Rock shipment in. It looked like you got quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think you'll be running most of them all at the same time, or
for regular duck season or teal or what?
Well, yeah, I mean probably more so regular. Sounds like you'll be doing the teal.
I'm gonna run as many decoys as humanly possible, depending on the location. So if I can get into a place where I can set out all 21 dozen, which is basically I think what I've got now, 14 dozen socks, silhouettes, and then like 7 dozen of the mallard floaters. If I can get in situations where I can set out that big of a spread, I'm going to do it because I want to see. I think it's good. That will make a big difference. I've heard a lot of people are going more towards goose spreads, even for hunting mallards. So anytime I get into a situation, whether it be shallow corn or shallow marshes or whatever, I'm going to try to set up as many of those as we can.
Big spreads. I'm doing the same this year, trying to go big spreads.
Yeah. I mean, that's White Rock's concept, is that bigger spreads beat smaller spreads. And so a bigger spread of socks and silhouettes is going to beat a smaller spread of full bodies. And I don't have any problem at all believing that that's accurate. That seems like I think that will be the case.
Yeah. Obviously location, height, and then big spread.
Yeah. That in that order. Location obviously is number one. You can kill them on the X with one decoy, but being on the actual X does not happen near as much as we wish it would. Even being right on it is hard.
Yeah, and it
depends even
too.
when we were shooting all those limits last year in November, we were not on the actual X. It's hard to be on the actual X.
Yeah, I got one spot that's always the X, but and I think in a field especially, it's hard to be on the actual X, because the field could be the X or the adjacent field could be the X. But if you have that big spread and you're off a little, it's not going to matter. They're going to suck right in there.
Yeah. What are you doing as far as decoy spreads, Zach, this year? What do you got?
Well, for teal or beyond teal.
How many? How many are you going to be running?
I probably only own myself about 4 dozen or so. Some of the guys in the group have a few more as well. So, we've always ran pretty small spreads. We usually hunt smaller water, but there's a couple of big water spots we're gonna hunt this year that are new. We're gonna try and probably put out 8 to 10 dozen if we can muster them up or so. But that'd probably be about the biggest spread we run.
Okay.
Do you think we should jump into the lightning round?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. If you guys think of any questions too, just be getting those ready. We're going to do the lightning round and then jump right into the Q&A, I think, right?
Yep.
Okay. All right. So first question on the lightning round. What shotgun do you shoot? This is for you, Zach.
Oh, well, brand new this year. I'm going to do the Winchester SX4. I just picked that up a couple of months ago.
Nice. And what kind of ammo do you run from that?
It'll vary a little bit. For teal, I'm doing 2 3/4-inch 6s. And then as the season progresses, I'll probably do 3-inch 3s.
3-inch 3s?
Season, yeah.
What brand of ammo do you use?
Also switching that up this season. I was doing Federal Blue Box for years, and I'll be doing the Winchester Super X. I think this year I'm going to give it a try anyway.
Nice.
Why'd you switch? What made you switch? Because I've always used the Blue Box for quite a while. What made you switch?
My hunting mentor told me that they were good, and he does very well with them. So I'm gonna give him a shot. So for teal season, I'm gonna give him a shot, and if I don't like them, I'll switch back to Federal Blue Box. Plus they're cheaper.
Most people like those shells.
Super X?
Yeah.
Yeah, I used them. I've used Super X a lot, and I've liked them. But for whatever reason, I'm switching even though I liked them. So I like changing it up, just trying different things. You never know. If you like something, you might like something better. It's not that one's bad. One could be a little bit better.
That's good. Like, it's been a while since I've changed up my my ammo. Like I said, I've shot Federal Blue Box for years, so time for a change.
Nice. Full choke or modified?
Oh, modified. I mean, I'll be shooting improved for teal, but modified during regular duck season.
Face paint or no face paint?
I'll put it on sometimes early, when I'm still have energy to bother with it. But after that, I switch to bandana or don't bother with it.
Beard or no beard?
Beard.
Yeah, I saw some of your older photos from Instagram, I think it was, and you had a pretty massive beard.
Yeah, it was a lot longer. I didn't cut it for a couple years, 3 years, something like that.
Any chance of that coming back?
I don't think so. I like it shorter. It was getting really scraggly.
Gotcha. Let's see. Am I missing any, Elliott?
I don't think so. Zach's got such a nice full beard. His is kind of like mine. It comes clear up onto the cheeks. So he barely even needs any face paint.
It's true. Really, all it is just like rubbing color into my hair follicles on my face, and you can't ever get it out. But
Here's another one for you. You don't have a duck dog currently. Is there a duck dog in your future?
good question. Not in the near future, but I've thought about it. So maybe, but not presently. I don't have a current plan to get one yet.
Nice. And I guess kind of ending this off, do you have any goals or like aspirations for this season?
Yeah, I mean, if you watched my videos last year, I don't make any bones about it. Like I was not happy with my shooting last year. It wasn't very good. So my goals are to shoot a lot better this year. I don't have a number to quantify it with, like what percentage wise better, but markedly improved shooting this year. But I also want to try and film all of my hunts. Two separate goals, but I want to try and film all my duck hunts and get them up. Last year, I only filmed about half of my hunts or so. I was kind of bummed about that. So, those are my two current goals.
Nice. Good goals to have, I think. Yeah. And if you want to track your percentage so you can see a way to quantify it, Freelance HuntStats, I've heard is a good way to do that.
Yeah, indeed. I started using it a little bit last year, and I liked it. I kind of came in late to the party at the end of the season, but my goal is to try and use that Freelance HuntStats on all my hunts this year too.
Yeah, I think I will as well. And I used it too for like just kind of hunts here or there. But I think having the actual like month to month and being able to kind of put your stats all together instead of just seeing like the single ones, I think will make a big difference for me being more consistent.
Yeah, it would be neat to be able to look back on that too.
It works remarkably well on the phone. People want an app for it, but it actually works remarkably well on your phone. And I've logged multiple hunts just from the blind. Right on it. It's quick and easy. We're in the process of overhauling the design of it and adding a feature I'm really excited about where you can just toggle and look from global statistics for everyone versus yours. So now it's really going to be, you can see everyone's stats, not their hunting, except their hunting locations, which will be excluded. But I'm really excited about that. That's only days away from being done. So I'm really glad you guys are using it, and I'm hoping that you give me, as you're using it, honest feedback as you're doing so that I can improve it as we go. I'm thrilled about it though.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, let's. You ready to jump in the Q&A, Elliott?
Let's do it.
All right. First question. Hunter asked, "What kind of dog is Chief?" He is a chocolate lab. Somewhere in Wisconsin. Any of you have any success hunting small ponds just off of big marshes, maybe within 1 mile? You think shooting on big marshes would help bring birds to these small ponds or these small spots? You want to take that, Zach?
Yeah, I mean, that's something that I'll key in on. Sometimes we have some really large reservoir areas or more popular marshes that they'll get hit really hard during the season. But with a little bit of scouting and Google Maps and stuff like that, we can find some small areas that are public hunting. We've had some really good hunts on those little ponds just off of the large, popular, over-hunted marshes where the birds seem to kind of go to once they start getting hit pretty hard. Have you guys seen that kind of thing too?
Honestly, I haven't done that as well. Hunting the ponds right off the marshes, but it's definitely an idea worth looking into.
I'll say what we like to do is hunt the little pools. I wouldn't call them small ponds, but the little pools that don't have as much food in them, that are within just a mile or so of the marshes that are loaded with the food, because those marshes get hit so hard that the birds start night feeding in them. And then when all the hunters go in there, they scatter to more of the places that don't hold as much food, that people don't hunt as much. So we try to hunt the outskirts, which is the kind of, I'd say, the similar thing of what he's talking about in a sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I hunt the little kind of pools that go off the river, go up little creeks and you find little sections. But as far as like finding actual ponds a mile away, I haven't gone that far away. Next question. Once blind outdoors, does anyone have any conservation orders in their state? I haven't looked into it, but I don't think so.
What does that mean?
Like conservation hunts, maybe. I don't know. Can you clarify that a little bit more? Once blind outdoors. Next question, Robert. Good night. Have you guys ever hunted diver ducks at all?
I haven't targeted them specifically. We will shoot a few incidentally, but never targeted them. I would like to. I mean, there's some cool divers that you don't get an opportunity to shoot at, but I haven't done it so far.
If we had more redhead scop, like that actually huntable populations of them, we would, but we just don't get that many here. So we shoot divers on our mallard hunts. I might shoot 5 to 10 divers a year on accident, but I would certainly go. I know a friend that targets goldeneye, but I'm not that thrilled at targeting goldeneye because normally when it's that cold, there's a lot of other good hunting to be had. But if we had more of the premier divers, I would certainly target them.
Yeah, I just get them if they come into my mallard set. Shot some hooded mergansers, bifflehead, whatever they're called, ruddy duck, that kind of stuff. Is a ruddy duck even a diver? I think it is.
I don't know. Is it in a class of its own? It's probably a diver.
I was just kind of thought of the ruddy as like an other.
Maybe it's just an ugly duck.
Yeah, the drakes can be beautiful though.
Brandon Titus asks, have you ever used Canada goose decoys along with teal mallard decoys for teal hunting? I have not, but I've set up Canada goose because we have the same season. I usually kind of separate my sets though if I do that.
Yeah, we've got no geese around during teal season, so it would be out of place.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a try. Maybe that second weekend at teal season. We're in that conservation goose season, but usually don't do that. Mm-hmm.
Big Worm asks, will Freelance HuntStats ever add any upland game categories?
Already done. It's there. We have, so when you log a hunt on freelancehuntstats.com, one of the first tabs that we ask you to do is pick a category. So if you pick waterfowl, then when you go to log your birds, only the waterfowl are shown, or you can pick upland game. And so I try to include every upland game from North America that I could. So that's already there.
You got rail?
I guess I should have made that more clear. But
you got rail in there?
It's there. Yeah,
nice.
I do.
Sweet.
I think I covered everything in North America.
You got rock doves?
No. I don't know if I have. I don't know.
Freelance.
Yeah.
All right. Ed asks, do you guys do anything to get your dogs ready for upcoming season, and will you use them during teal season on public hunts? As far as me, things that I get ready for my dog is I switch up his food during the regular season, or not the off season. He just eats kind of regular from the same brand food, and then a couple weeks beforehand, so 2 weeks ago, I changed his food to the athletic dog. I think it's called Extreme Athlete from the Diamond Naturals brand, and I feed that to him. Gives him more protein. I make sure I'm working him. You don't want to skip training sessions right before. That way he's in good condition. You don't want him to like be in bad condition and strain a muscle, pull a muscle. I had a buddy, his dog pulled a hammy more or less, but had to have surgery, and his dog was out the whole season. And then the next, his dog again pulled a hammy again once he was ready. So you got to make sure your dog's exercised, that kind of stuff, and ready to go. And also dove season, dove and pigeon, great for getting your dog ready for duck season. What do you got, Elliott?
Oh, you're making me feel bad. I don't. I mean, I really don't.
You don't do anything?
I did when she was younger. But I limp, and I'm just scared to make her do too much. And before season. I know I should be at least getting her on walks and everything, but I really do at this point in her. She just turned 11 and I don't do anything. I take her out and she's good to go. Probably not the best idea.
Gotcha. Once Blind Outdoors kind of reiterating kind of what he meant from the conservation hunts. I guess he's talking about snow geese. And yeah, I guess we do have conservation hunts for snow geese in Indiana. I think most states do.
Yeah, we do in Iowa too. I haven't been on one, but we have it. Yeah.
Yep, we have it too. We're getting more and more, and Golden Boy's getting me more and more into snow goose hunting because he loves it. And he's got 250 socks, and I've got another buddy that's got about 800. And I happened to sit out and not go on the 62 bird day they had last year, but we're getting more and more into it as time goes on.
All right, that's the last of the questions. Thanks for the question, guys. Great. Make sure to follow Iowa Plainsman for his hunts coming up this season. Follow me too.
Iowa Plainsman. The full channel is Iowa Plainsman Outdoors, right?
Correct. Yeah. It's Iowa Plainsman Outdoors on YouTube, and you can find me on Instagram and Facebook too. We do a little bit of stuff on those platforms, but mainly YouTube.
Yeah, definitely worth a follow. Definitely worth a follow.
Make sure you hit that like button too on the live stream. You got all? Is that all your plugs, Zach?
Yeah, like I said, that's about it. I mean, YouTube's my main platform. Instagram I use more too. I do some behind the scenes stuff on Instagram, and then Facebook I use a little bit. Yeah, that's
good stuff. All right. Well, is that all we got, Elliott?
Well, I would just say the next time we talk, we're gonna have actual hunts to discuss.
Yeah,
and that is exciting. I'll have a rail and a dove hunt to talk about. Man, this is good. It's here. There's no depression. It's on now, guys.
Yeah,
sweet deal.
So
yeah. All righty. Well, that's all we got for tonight, guys. Who we got next, Elliott? On the podcast?
Next week. Oh my gosh, I am so excited. We've got the main waterfowl biologist and manager of Cheyenne Bottoms, which is a historical waterfowl hunting location in the Central Flyway. Massive complex. And we've got him on, and we're going to be talking all sorts of things about that area. And I've never been more excited than I am to have this guy on. He just took over there. He's fairly young. And, man, he's got a tiger by the tail of that place. So that's going to be fun next Tuesday.
Yeah, that'll be
awesome.
Cool.
And that's on that'll be on my channel, so make sure you head over there and hit the sub so you don't miss that one. And that's all we got. So thanks everybody for showing up, and we'll see you guys next week.
Cool. Thanks for having me on, guys.